Hey guys, how's it going? It's a beautiful day today again. A little bit of a threat of rain, not too bad. So I want to give you an update on the progress, the slow progress I'm making on this Dart with the engine tidy. And it's coming along just slowly but surely. I got everything painted, got the engine painted again, and got my air conditioning compressor and the belts back on and the hose bracket back on, spark plug wires back on, breather back on, and I got that new heater hose fitting that's right down there in. That's a 3/8 as it turned out to be to a 1/2 hose barb, and that's simply just, you can get that easily. That's a Edelbrock part, actually. It's a 8115, I think the number is. Got a new choke for this. That doggone choke was $55 for that choke, but that's an accurate reproduction if the camera would focus on it. May or may not, who knows. There you go. So got that, and anyway, got my original style hose clamps on. So far so good with those. Boy, those, I'm gonna go around and show you the other side so you know what I'm talking about. There's more of them over there. But that's the exact kind that came on this car originally. You can see down in there's one. There's one on the radiator hose, and those things are a PAIN to deal with. You can try, I use these big channel locks and vice grips, and I've got one of those tools that you squeeze the handle. It's got a long cable runs down. It's got a set of jaws on it. They don't do any good either. So I've been working on that, and I redetailed my heater control valve. Thanks to you guys that advised me about there being one on eBay. I couldn't find it, but I'll look again. But for now, that one's back on. So I've just been doing a lot of tedious work so far. I've been having to do a lot of work on these air conditioning lines. I've been detailing these. And you see these air conditioning lines are kind of a work of art. They've got about 3 different materials in them. They've got steel lines here. And then there's the valve, which is actually brass right there. And then copper lines running out of it. That's your TX valve, as I say, call it sometimes. It's neat because you get into this stuff, you start seeing a lot of codes and stuff on here. Like this valve has got a date code of J72, so it was built quite a while before the car was. But, and you know, the code on the air conditioning line up here, which I can't decipher. I don't know what that means. And this thing, that's moving around because that's broken. That broke when I put this air conditioning line on originally, so these lines are going to have to be remade as it is because that's broke. And I hope to get this air conditioning up and running along the way, not right now, but here pretty soon, because it's all intact. And you know, I will probably sell this car eventually, and the more you can get going on it and working right and looking good, it's better off you are financially. So that's the deal. Plus also, you know, I've gotten criticism from people, I guess not really criticism, but just advice from people that say, well, you know, why don't you just drive it? Why don't you just throw it together and drive it? Well, to me, you know, I've seen cars that people have just thrown together and drove, and you know what they look like to me when I see them? They look like a car that somebody just threw together. And that's partially what was going on here, and I just don't like that. If I'm going to work on a car, I want it to look good. I want it to be like it's supposed to, and I want somebody to, well, you know, 85% of the people, when they look at this engine bay, they won't know what they're looking at. They don't know that this is not a 340. They won't know if that's the correct choke. They won't know if it's the correct fuel line, alternator. You know, and that's not the whole idea anyway. It's just, you know, make people enjoy themselves getting the experience in an old car like this. But, you know, there'll be a few people that they're going to look at this and say, you know, they can pick out the stuff that's right and stuff that's wrong with it, and it's, you know, it's not all about that, but it is kind of interesting. But I like to make it correct. So at the end of the day, that's what we're going to do. Got my battery cable on. You see I've painted the end of that right there at the block. That's the way it was done, because originally the battery cable was put on before the engine was painted, and so some overspray got on the end of the cable. So I've had good luck with parts on this, because they reproduce a lot of stuff for these. If it's the olds over there, they don't reproduce much of all for that. That's an understatement. So anyway, I'm plugging along with it. Hopefully at the end of this, maybe by the end of this week coming up, I'll have this thing finished up and get it moved out of here, because I want to get this Plymouth, get the gas tank and everything back in it and get it out too, because I've got to swap places with this, because we've got, I think I'm going to go ahead and put that Montero in the shop here and pull the engine out of it and overhaul the engine. I ain't gonna try to fix it in the truck, because it's not that hard to get out. I can deal with it out here. It's a lot easier. Oh yeah, I'll show you my air cleaner. Oh, a couple other things too. Yeah, somebody's noticed this car over here. I picked up another squash Toyota off Craigslist. This one's a much nicer one. Now, this is a 2004 Avalon, which got belted in the front, and we'll cover that in a separate video series. So it's got to be fixed. It does run and drive, but it got hit pretty good up there. So I've been working on getting my air cleaner rehabilitated. This is the 72 model flapper door 340 air cleaner, and I didn't go extravagant on this air cleaner because it was in bad shape to begin with. It was rusty in there. I had to fill some stuff, and it's rusty and just kind of crusty, and it does work. The flapper works. That's good. But the lid really should have been replaced, because the lid was in bad shape too. I had to do a lot of body working around the edge of it, but it looks okay. It'll do the job. So I've got the decals and stuff to go on it, and it'll be ready to go back on. I got that air cleaner in a trade from somebody for something. They had this and they were trying to sell it, and I convinced them to throw it in because I needed one. I was going to have to buy one if I didn't get that one. So okay then. And last thing is, I saw one of those grills laying out by the side of the road yesterday. I don't need another one though. You know, just let pick stuff like that up. Let other people spend money for you. They got plenty. But this carburetor, this is the one I rebuilt. This is the AVS that goes on this car, on this engine at least. And it's all back together, but when I put it, a couple of things cropped up when I went to put it back together, because first thing happened is I couldn't get my choke to hook up correctly, and I got looking at some pictures, and that arm right there where that screw is, that ain't the right one. That's something off something else, because it's got the hook up. Damn, it scared the shit out of me, that damn leaf. We got so much critters around here, you never know what's trying to attack you. But anyway, this thing is wrong. It's supposed to not have anything here, and there's supposed to be like a little arm comes over, and the choke's supposed to hook up back here. So I thought I was going to have to go buy a whole nother carburetor just to get that piece off of it, but you wouldn't believe this. I got on the internet and found just that one little piece for this thing. I couldn't believe that. And last thing is that this Easter screw is bent. Somebody evidently knocked this thing off, or something happened. And so that thing ain't gonna work, because it's got a big time bend in it. And the problem is, you can try to straighten it, but when you start screwing it in, it gets to the bent spot and stops. So you can't force it, because if you force it, it's gonna strip the threads out of the carburetor, because these are steel and this is just like, you know, alloy, zinc alloy, whatever. But anyway, it's all back together, and I got to order the I gotta get in touch with good old Bill Rolick again out of New Jersey and get the stud for it, and he makes a reproduction of the correct rubber gasket and goes around the perimeter of the carburetor. I've got all that on the other one over there, but I'm not gonna, the 68, but I'm not gonna steal the stuff off that one. Okay guys, well, that's it. It's my update. I'm sticking with it. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you down the road somewhere.